Okay, what is going on, everybody? Back again for another episode. I'm going to try and do this intro as fast as I can because I don't know if you can tell it in my voice, but I'm freezing. It's early April, and I thought we were done with winter down here in South Florida, but Mother Nature had other plans. I don't know if you can tell, but it's blowing 20 out of the west right now, even at 9:30 at night, and it's already in the low 60s and it's supposed to drop into the high 50s by the morning. So it seems like every year when the lake sets up to my liking, right when it gets to that certain level and that, water temp gets right for my type of fishing, we get a little cold front that just kind of sneaks in at the end and sets it back another week or so. And that's what we got going on right now. You might ask, what do I mean by the lake setting up the way I like it? That means the water level is dropping and the water temperature is spiking. And that's what we've had going on over the past week or so. They're dropping the lake at a level that, at a stupid rate. It's dropping like a rock. So any of you that have been watching my past videos where I've been saying, don't worry about running the lake, navigating the lake, the water's up, you're fine. Don't listen to that anymore. It's gotten sketchy, and it's gotten sketchy quick, which is good. It's good for the lake, and it's going to make the fishing ridiculous this summer. So anyone who's looking to book a trip in the summertime, it should be on fire. It's going to condense these fish. It's going to push them to the outside, which is where the fish already are, getting to the water temperature. The water temp's just, I don't know what it is. I don't run a graph on my boat. I talked to people, said it was in the low 80s. It's hot. Either way, the fish are on the outside edge. They're in summertime mode. Most of the, you're gonna have some fish sitting in the back waiting for waves of bluegill to come in, but these fish are in summertime patterns, and that's what I like. Flipping the big jig, throwing the frog, catching them schooling on a trap, on a spook. You can kind of catch them all different ways. You can kind of catch them however you want to catch them, and that's when I like to fish the lake. And of course, we get not a big front, but a front. Any front at all, even if it only drops the air temp 2 degrees, is a front in Florida. The fish react the same, in my opinion. Of course, we get a front blowing through the day before I get to go fish a tournament. Actually came up on a day off. Thought I was going to get stuck running around getting ready for our little one to make his debut, which we're like T-minus 2 weeks away. Super excited. But kind of things worked out, and there's a tournament tomorrow, and I'm available to go fish it. So I'm jumping in it. I didn't even know I was going to until about an hour and a half ago. Not fishing with anybody, just gonna go have a day to myself. So I'm super excited. Got the boat and the truck all cleaned up today before I even realized I was fishing a tournament. So now it's gonna go get dirty again. But don't really have a game plan. Got one area I've been guiding in that I have a lot of confidence in. And my main plan, if the wind allows it, is just to literally keep the flipping stick in my hand all day. Probably mix in a frog a little bit if we get a little bit of cloud cover, a chatterbait. I'm sure I'll mix in some other stuff, but the main objective for tomorrow is to mentally stay in it, keep my head down, and stay in this one area that I know has some big ones. Any of you that follow me on social media have been seeing, we haven't been catching a lot of fish, but when we swing, they've been over 5 pounds. So if I can get 5 of those bites tomorrow and put them in the Blazer Bay, a chance I might win tomorrow. It's just a Bass Busters event. Any of you that are just looking to dip your toes into tournament fishing out here on Okeechobee, Chris Fickey does a good job of just hosting these Bass Busters events. They're you can look up the schedule on Facebook, but basically they do one on Saturday and Sunday, one weekend every month. So tomorrow's Saturday, they will do one on Sunday, but I won't be fishing in that. And it's like a $60 entry fee. Usually draws like 50 boats on average, and there's like a $40 side pod as well. So super fun, easy going, great bunch of guys, and I'm just excited to go fishing. So I don't know, that's my introduction. It sucks it's cold, it sucks it's windy. It's gonna really shock these fish. I don't think the weights are gonna be that high tomorrow, but you never know. It's Lake Okeechobee. Maybe this front won't knock them in the dirt too bad. My ducks are cold. They're all huddled up by their jacuzzi. And I got the boat on charge, so I'm going to go to bed. So I will see you guys in the morning. I don't even know if you guys can see me. But this is some kind of a sick joke. That's right. I know to a lot of you that live up north, that is not a big deal. But that's going to make things very difficult out there on Okeechobee today. But we're in the truck. We're gonna go give it a shot. Fixing to go through the locks here. We ended up boat 26. There was a lot of boats coming in behind me, So maybe we'll have upwards of 40 boats. I don't know, but there's a lot of just recreational guys going out today. It looks like there might be another little club tournament. I don't know. So maybe we won't have a ton of boats in this one, but either way, just excited to be out here and get to go fishing. The wind isn't blowing yet. It's going to. It is cold though. So I don't know how that's going to factor in. I think it's going to make things tough. I think 23 pounds will get it done today. I don't think it's going to be a 30-pound day, but you never know. Like I said, it's Lake Okeechobee. You honestly never know on this lake. Even when the conditions line up to be the worst, these guys still catch them. So hopefully these guys means us by myself. So I've got almost every rod I own, and like I said, I really want to keep that flipping rod in my hand, but we'll probably alternate through a few different things, and we're going to try and stick in one key area all day, but if it's not panning out, we're going to burn some fossil fuels. So we'll get over here, wait for takeoff, and I'll see you guys on the water. Start, good healthy one. Oh yeah. I always feel like it's bad. First cast. Not that big, but it's a good one. I thought it was like an 8 when she freaking hit it. But we got him. He'll help by a couple ounces. Keep going back and forth if I should leave. I think we might just stay put. Bigger than I thought. Really skinny. She got it though. I don't know if she'll help. Yes! Oh, baby. I love this game. For everyone who told me that guiding full time was going to make me hate fishing, y'all need to go to the doctor. Oh, look how fat. She's pre-spawn. Let's go, baby. Damned old biggin. He'll help. God, man, just keep reloading on this line. I wonder if he felt something getting choked. That's how you want to know you're flipping the right bait right there. help or not. We'll see. Breaking everything. I think I found the mother lode. I haven't moved. I've been power pulled down. They're just stacked right here. Oh, I love this lake. Oh, and the giant's coming. All right, guys and gals, well, that's going to do it for that event. We're 4 or 5 days post-tournament here, and as you can hear and see, the wind's still blowing. I don't know what's going on here. We thought winter was over, but it's supposed to blow for the rest of the week also, so hopefully that lays down here soon. But just going to kind of go do a little recap for you guys on how the day went and everything that transpired, because there was a lot of things that I didn't put in the video and or didn't get on camera at all throughout the day. So ended up 4th place with 22.5 pounds. Had about a 5-pounder jump out of my live well at about 1 o'clock. So I technically should have had 24.5, something like that. But things happen. So kind of everything that happened, it was just one of those crazy, if it can happen, it's going to happen days. To start off, I had 11 bites in the morning before I put a single bass in my live well. And not to sound arrogant or anything, but I kind of pride myself on fishing clean. I really don't lose a ton of fish. And well, it all came back to me this morning, on that morning, because it didn't matter what I did, just they would just come off. And the first bite I had in the morning was about a 5-pounder. Ate the frog twice, stuck her, it felt good, and she just come off. It sucked, but that happens. And then I had 9 more bites. That the biggest one was maybe 2 pounds. And they would just come off. Either they'd come off when I'd boat flip them in the boat, and they'd skip across the deck and come off. They'd throw the spook, or they'd throw the swim jig, They'd throw the frog. I'd flip into a reed head, set the hook, and they'd somersault out of the water, and the hook and the weight would come out of their mouth. If it could happen, it was happening. And even though those smaller 2-pound fish weren't fish that I intended to weigh in, it starts beating up on you mentally, like, what's going to happen when I do hook a giant? It's going to come off. And that's what happened. In a very strange way, for some reason, my GoPro kicked off when this happened. So I didn't have the footage, or that I would have put in here. But I literally made a long flip to a reed head. As soon as it went in, I got the bite. I reared back on the fish, clean hook set. I mean, from the start to finish, it was all meat. And the fish came up jumping while I was reeling. And literally somehow the braid got caught in a horizontal reed, and this 6-pounder is hanging out of the water, thrashing just in midair. So I pick my poles up, put my trolling motor on 100, and run through there just to try and get my bow of my boat underneath her, which I did. And when I did so, the fish not only broke the reed, but came unhooked, fell on my feet on my front deck, and just sploosh right into the water. It all happened so quick, because before I could even drop the rod and grab her. That was bite 11, and that was when I literally had to sit down, take a deep breath, and say, all right, I'm around them. I need to fix something and fish cleaner again. So literally, not that it made a difference, but I put a different frog on, and I cut my flipping rig, tied a brand new hook, brand new weight, got rid of that bad juju Texas rig, and just kind of started from scratch. ate a sandwich, drank a water, and stood back up, and then really didn't really lose any fish the remainder of the day for the most part. Just random little funny things would happen. Um, Ended up catching a 3.5, a dink, picked up a spook, caught a 5, and started just kind of getting momentum going, catching some fish. And then I got to a point where I didn't get bit for like an hour and a half. And my whole initial plan going into the day was to stay in this one key area all day. And any of you that book trips with me that I've had out, that I tell you the biggest thing on Okeechobee is if you know they're there, you need to sit on them. And it's a lot easier for someone like me to talk about and do because I'm literally on the lake every day, right? I have a very good handle on what's going on, where the fish are, what they're doing. So it's a lot easier for me to have confidence to sit in somewhere all day. Whereas if someone maybe like you guys, maybe that don't fish every day, but fish once a week or once a month, it's a lot harder to do that because you don't know if you're definitely sitting on the mother lode. But I wanted to sit in there, but the bites weren't coming. I said, I have one spot I want to go run to. It'll take me 20 minutes to get there, 20 minutes to fish it to know if there's any fish in there, and then 20 minutes back. So that's an hour out of my day. And I literally rolled up to a reed head, flipped in there and said, if I don't get bit in this reed head, I'm gone. And I catch a 4.5 pounder. Big catch right there. Because what that did was that just settled me down, said you just need to stay in here, which is what I did. Ended up just milking one little stretch for everything it was worth. Caught a 5.10, caught another 4. I mean, just started catching some nice fish and put a good bag of fish together. Then at about 1:30 in the afternoon, I catch a 4-pounder on a frog that's going to cull out, or it was like a 4.5 that was going to cull out a 3. And I opened my live well, and I think it was just under 5-pounder, jumps out of the live well into the water. I dove after it, didn't get it, was so spun out because I was catching a bunch of fish. I was literally catching a fish every 5 flips. So I was culling ounces a lot. And I was so frustrated. And what I actually did was I actually culled my smallest fish still. I don't have to cull. Now I only have 5 fish in the boat. But mentally, it wasn't going through my head. I dropped the fish into the water off the cull tag, go to put the cull tag in the new fish, and realized, holy crap, I don't need to cull. And I literally look over the side of my boat, and the bass is just kind of literally doing the little slow motion wiggle to swim away, and I reach over and just pin her to the side of the boat, and I got the fish back. Insane. I grabbed the fish, put the cull tag back in it, put it in the live well, and said, all right, and I recounted, I reweighed all my fish just to make sure, see what I had. And, I came in with, 22.5 pounds, which was good enough for 4th. 27 pounds won it. There was a 25, almost 26, and a 24.5. So it is what it is. It was super fun. It was just a great way for me just to get out and just kind of unwind and just enjoy fishing again. Not that I don't enjoy it, but just to go fishing my way, not have to worry about if someone's, getting frustrated or bored or anything. Just go out and throw a big spook, flip a big jig and a beaver, and throw a frog. My favorite ways to fish. And I happen to get lucky and catch a ton of fish. So the water's getting very shallow out there for sure. It's getting low. It's been 5 days since I've been on the lake. Was working other places, so I'm excited to get out there tomorrow. But if you're going out on the lake, definitely be careful. These fish are in summertime mode, so don't be afraid to fish closer to the outside. And as always, keep that flipping rod in your hand because there's no better way to catch a big one. So I appreciate you guys watching. Hope I didn't ramble too much on the end here, but always just like to go over kind of my mindset and how everything went during the course of the day because it's kind of hard. I'm lazy when it comes to editing. I'm not a computer genius. I'm not a tech nerd. I just cut and paste. So there's a lot of things that it's hard for me to showcase in the videos. So I just kind of get to you guys after or before, like this segment here. So appreciate you guys watching. Baby's coming in T-minus like 8 days or something. So I don't know how much more footage I'll be putting out, but I'll try to get some more stuff to you guys. And if you're looking to book trips, I am booking the first week of May. Looks like I'm going to be taking like from now through April. Or through the rest of April, I'm pretty much booked. But if you're looking to go in May, that is my personal favorite month to fish Okeechobee. Go to the Everglades, do whatever you guys want. Give me a call, get your deposits in, and I'll take you guys out there. So appreciate you guys watching, and I'll see you on the next one.